issues, and so I thought we'd just take a few minutes tonight. Our carousel is closed for the season. We're really excited about the first season of the custom carousel. It'll open again in April, roughly around April school vacation week. And in the short season that we had roughly 51,000 riders, and we're hoping to have another 100,000 riders in a full season next year. And to put that in context, the rental carousel for a full season had between 85 and 90,000 riders. So we're really excited about the potential for this earned income for the new custom carousel. So excited about that, and stay tuned for more information over the winter. Our maintenance staff is going to continue to do some work in the north end around the fountains. We repaired a lot of the granite slabs with the contractor in late fall. Then to continue to do some repair work there under the pergola, some retiling and some repaving, repairing some of the lighting in the fountains. So keep your eyes out for that. And we want to make sure that gets buttoned up, but we'll continue to do some repair work over the winter in North End parks. We had our first major snowstorm, a big snowstorm, just a couple of weeks ago. We partnered with another nonprofit, Work Inc., to contract for snow removal and to do some maintenance and repairs for us as well. So we think they're doing a great job, but keep your eyes open. If you have any issues or questions with snow removal as we go through the winter, send me an email and we'll address them. You know, public safety is a concern for us, and we want to make sure we stay on top of that. So that I'd make a note of that as well. And we are hoping to have a community workshop in March to talk about the 2014 program season, some horticulture improvements in the pergola area in the north end, some programming updates. So stay tuned for that date. We want to make sure we have community input at that meeting, and I think we're going to be bringing in some outside folks too to help sort of work with us and sort of manage that workshop as well. So we're excited about that. And any questions or any particular projects, I'm happy to take them. And we're hoping to be back in a more formal capacity to present in February as well.
Yeah.
I just have one question. Sure. I noticed in the walkways and what.
That is one of the things that we're going to be working on over the winter. But if you see any in particular, send me an email and we'll
The middle one. To the right.
parcel 8 or 10.
The one closest to Salem Street.
Okay.
The middle section. Looks like half of it is.
They are addressing some lighting connection with the fountains, and I'll make sure that they take a look at that, no problem.
Go ahead, David.
The irrigation problems that not only you had, but we in the neighborhood have along the Cross Street Plaza. We planted so many, I think it was pansies last year, that eventually died out because the irrigation systems that I'm sure were put in at great public cost have not been maintained and were not working. Who is responsible? And then you've had problems on the other side of the Greenway along
Right.
surface arteries with trees that have not been watered properly because those irrigation systems aren't working. Who's responsible for those systems, and have you had any response from them or any movement by them to do something?
My understanding is that it's a city irrigation system. I think Valley Crest is their contractor. We've got a great relationship with Valley Crest, and we work and try to do what we can. But I think it's just, I think it's the age and cost of the repairs to that particular irrigation section, and it's a city irrigation system.
Because until those repairs are made and that system is maintained, we
The council and I have
cannot,
had this conversation as well.
we cannot plant anything in the tree pits along Cross Street. And what a shame. I think the daffodils will come up again, and they will probably survive, but nothing else is going to survive, including my back from lugging water.
Okay, Amy, what can you tell us about parcel 12? I noticed there's some rough people here, and they have a proposal.
And we actually had a chance to sit down and have a conversation. We were thrilled to spend some time with them. We are, of course, working on conversations of what to do with parcel 12. We want to make sure that all of the parties that are important to that are part of that process. In terms of a dog park, and we've had this conversation with Ruff, and we want to continue to work with you. We just don't know if it is a permanent dog park is a solution, and it's MassDOT owned property. So, we are also need to make sure that MassDOT approves of any long-term plan and development on that parcel. It's still technically designated as well. So it's, unfortunately, it's hopefully will be a long discussion with the community about what they want to see, both short-term and long-term for parcel 12. And we really want to engage the community in that discussion, hopefully very soon, and maybe part of this community workshop in March as well. So Amy and Leslie will continue to talk.
So maybe a pilot program, they prove that?
I think, anything is on the table, but I don't think any permanent solutions are sort of present yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
What does that mean when you say it's technically designated?
So we don't own that, so the park is owned by MassDOT. So the Greenway Conservancy manages it, we maintain it, we program it, but it's state-owned property. And my understanding is that ramp parcel is still technically not de-designated. So that's just another issue to be, dealt with and worked on.
It's not designated for the Boston Museum. So it is still, that parcel is still a so-called development parcel, not a park parcel. And therefore, it does not officially come under the control of the Greenway Conservancy. An important first question to be answered in any public discussion about what should happen there is, who has legal control of that parcel?
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Well, I can add something to that. What should be on the table also is the fact that 10 years or so ago, maybe longer than 10 years, a study was made about what to do with parcel 12, and a design for a park was presented to the community and adopted. So when the overall conversation is brought up, that should be part of the conversation. I should ask, does the Greenway know that? Have you been aware of the fact that there has been that study and design prepared?
I'm sure that our staff that have been with the Conservancy for a long time know the
Oh,
history.
okay.
So thank you.
Go ahead, Tom.
The Greenway, especially near the north end, is going to be ringed by a whole series of the so-called mega projects like Government Center, the North Station, the Bullfinch Triangle, and then if Mr. Chiafro's project goes, what extent, if any, does the Conservancy have as far as advocating for other green space? It seems our projections are that there are going to be several or tens of thousands of people, and that includes hotel occupants, visitors, office workers, and new residents, and they're not setting aside, apparently in many of the plans, for open space, and they're using the nearest green swaths, so to speak, on the maps, and it's obviously the Greenway. To what extent, if any, these are going to be great stressors, adding 8, 10, 12,000 people who consider this to be their front or their backyard. What, if any, role does the Conservancy play in having input with the BRA and with the city in the planning process to be advocating for other green space?
We don't have any formal role for independent projects. We certainly can advocate, but we don't have any formal role in how those projects move forward.
But do they? My question is, to what extent does the Conservancy see that as part of its superintendent's and stewardship role?
Oh, we will certainly pay attention to these developments that are happening along the Greenway and how they impact the park.
But do they attend meetings? Do they?
Yes,
Do they
yes.
have?
Yes, absolutely.
Stephanie?
As a follow-up to Tom's point, I'd like to ask, is the Greenway making any plans regarding the needs of the plantings that are in these parcels that will have appreciably more shadow and less sunlight than they do now?
We will be paying close attention to that, and as we look at, park improvements and improvements to horticulture, we will be taking that into consideration, absolutely.
Okay, thanks very much.
No, thank you.
You have one more?
Yeah, a quick question. The benches in parcels 8 and 10, they're some sort of plastic with a bronze-like coloring which is peeling off. Someone told me that they were going to be replaced. I don't remember who it was, but do you know anything about them?
We're doing a park-wide assessment of benches. I don't think any final decision's been made. It's very expensive, as you can imagine, to go in and start replacing benches, but we are actually doing an inventory of all the different kinds of benches park-wide and getting a handle around what cost would be like for replacement, repair, and I think then we'll take a step back and make some decisions about what to do. But it'll be a long process and quite expensive, but we're paying close attention to it.
Okay, thanks very much, Amy.
Thank you, appreciate it.